Hello, I'm live for the hour. I'm going to be giving some free readings for anyone that would wish today. I am here. I try and do this every week, every couple of weeks. And the point is to support people with the questions that are taking up just a disproportionate amount of space in people's minds and hearts and so on, and get that moving. That's the intention here. Try and get on here, not asking for anything from anyone. Just this is just something I can do to give back to the community and connect with people I might not see otherwise. So it's very simple. If you're just stepping on now, you can see the comments section there. Just type your question in, and I will just get to the questions in the order that I see them. Okay. So I'm live here on Facebook and on YouTube and my own platform, my own community's platform. But I already have a question here that I'm going to answer here. So, Natasha, I'd like to ask, how would it look for my family to have Nick as a roommate? Here we go. All right. Let's get to this now. So, Natasha, I don't get a good read for that. I do see you capable of holding and expressing boundaries for all of you there. I do see that. I don't want to totally discount it, but I'm not comfortable enough to say yes, okay, about this. Elaine, I'll get to you in a second here. Let me just take another look. No, I have to say no. Is what I'm getting here. Okay. All right. Let's go on. Elaine, good morning to you. So just do a brief reading for Elaine here. Okay, so what I'm seeing for yourself here, Elaine, is it all forms before words come. I should have maybe gotten my words first. You're wanting certainty. You're wanting to know. You're wanting direction, so on. And this isn't that time. This is a time of that coming into form. Hence my hesitation even before I spoke. I'm seeing it and I know it, but wow, why weren't the words there? And there's nothing wrong here, nothing wrong at all. In fact, I'm going to show you, Elaine, I'm actually going to show you the cards I'm looking at. I don't do that enough, okay? Can you, never mind what the cards are, right? Just never mind, but just look at the energy of them, right? We have decent energy there. It's not gone anywhere yet. It's not moved yet. And that is preparation. That's preparatory. Very important that is the case. Very important that is given the time. You notice how one rushes to move that forwards. I can't say that I'm any different, by the way, really can't. I am similar to that. So to give you guidance with that, it's let it come into place. Let it come to you. Someone gave an analogy years ago of the old video games we used to play. If we were Mario or Sonic or whatever it was, we just walk along. Stuff comes to us. We don't have to go find the enemies. Not enemies, but things to do. It comes to us, right? So what I'm trying to say is that things are coming into cohesion. That's it. Things are coming into cohesion. Let it. You are an intuitive person. So you're already like 4 steps ahead of yourself, but I'm saying let the 4 steps come to you. Okay. All right. Let's go on. Don't see anyone on YouTube here yet. Okay. So let's go on. Shakti, what is advice I do with my situation with WT? Why doesn't she move on? What is advice I do with my situation with WT? Why doesn't she move on? All right. She doesn't move on because she's comfortable. Let's just start there. She doesn't move on because she's comfortable. That's a whole discussion right there. Do any of us do anything while we're comfortable, right? But you have asked, what do you do? What do you do? I've got a hesitation here. I'm getting kind of conflicting. No, not conflicting, but just almost. Just a second. Right. So what do you do? I'm saying this. I'm saying this to follow what I just said about her being comfortable. Number one, if this is how you work, you've got to process some underlying feelings there, okay? And it's so easy to call feelings by names and so on. It's so easy to say, that to label things, identify. It's so easy to do that, but that's not processing. That's just calling something. And I'm saying this to you because you don't want it to go on much longer, do you? So do some processing first of all. Second, see her as you. I'm going to say that again. See her as you. All the people in our life and in our world that are somewhat burdensome to us and frustrating and tiresome to us are a reflection of ourselves. We all should know that, but we forget it often enough. Remember, look to see what the reflection of you is in her, and it will be easier to process. And then once you've done that, just say what you need to say. Okay. All right. Let's go on. Susan, will everything work out for you, and will you manage to fix everything in the house after your husband's passing? I had a friend who lost, very dear friend who lost her husband this week. I'm so sorry. So I'm sorry that that's looming. Will everything work out for you, and will you manage to fix everything in the house after your husband's passing? Okay. So it's a huge yes, Susan. You will be fine. You will be fine on all levels. Okay, and I don't say that flippantly. If you've tuned into any of these I've done before, you've seen me deliver news I haven't wanted to deliver. But I will say you will be absolutely fine on all levels. But let me take a look at what you're saying about the house. Everything? No, I don't see everything. I don't see that you need to fix everything. Enough? Yes, I do see that you'll be able to fix enough. And, when the time comes that you start to look at all these things, just remember you don't have to do it all. There is when I moved in here, looking at a house and all of a sudden I own a house and all these things I want to do. Time has showed me what the difference between what I felt needed to be done versus what actually needed to be done. Okay, so let's go on. Right, Judy, here again after several months of being able to be here. We have yet to hear from our grandson since Christmas. So strange. It was all great. We still have all his gifts and now birthday gifts too. Any idea why he has no communication with us? I pray we see him soon and all is well with him. Okay. Okay. Right. Just taking a look at your grandson here, Judy. He'll have these moments, and I'm going to use a word, but I don't think I've got the right word. These moments of, I'm going to call it shame. Never mind if I'm wrong with the word, but the point is, it's something that makes him kind of close down, right? Close down and not want to be around and just go into himself and close off, right? And it's so hard as family to not take that personally, but it is such an intrinsic part of him that he will do that sometimes. And that is his way and his process. What did you, we pray we see him soon. I'm not sure you're going to see him before Christmas, this Christmas though. It's pending something that happens. Yeah, I'm on the fence about that. I'm on the. You're seeing him before Christmas is contingent on something else happening, and that's not clear, right? Okay, but I hope that support. I really do hope that supports Judy. Okay, I've got a few people on here on YouTube. All of a sudden, let me see what I can do. Jamie, gosh, good to hear from you. As you know, I have a lot of pain right now. I'm waiting on a judgment for custody of the children. Will I get them back? Yes. I'm getting a strong yes on that. Sorry, there's so many names. Forgive me, Jamie. I'm getting a strong yes on that. Not that there isn't going to be a little bit of attrition in the meantime, but you've got this. You've got this. You can handle this. You're above that. The challenge we get, is when people want to pick fights with us and we drop to that level and join in with it. But the notion of rising above something doesn't mean pretending it's not there. It's just not conducting ourselves at that level, not bringing ourselves down to it. We got to bring the fight up to our level. Okay. Let me try and get one more of these here on YouTube before I go back. What are A's thoughts and next actions towards me, please and thanks? That is a little bit vague of a question, but let me see what I get here, okay? What are A's thoughts and next actions towards me? Okay, so I'm looking at both thoughts and actions for who this person that you're talking about here, and it is tremendously positive, both sides, both sides. I don't know if you're it feels what should we say, romance, relationship wise, it feels like that, but more actually. So I get the feel of someone that wants the best for you, with you, and will be willing to invest in that, right? So I like this. I like whoever this is. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. All right, let me go back here. And Emily will preface and say that I'm really content, happy with my life, and enjoy being single. But I just wondered yesterday about relationships in the next year. I feel more like myself and happy, but just wondered about the whole relationships and partnership thing. Will I attract more? And do I need to go on more dates? A lot of words, but general look into. Yes. I'm actually on my iPad now, and yes, I see your question down there. I'm on my iPad instead of my phone, so actually it's actually easier to read today. So general, will I attract more, and do I need to go on more dates? Okay, well let's have a general look for you here. Yes, I would say so. I would say so. You're coming out of your own jail, as it were. And I'm being facetious when I say jail. I hope you know that. um, the first question I answered today, which you probably weren't on for, and the answer I was getting is that it's not that things weren't happening; they were happening, but they were still coming into form. And so life has a way of keeping us in place. And I think you've had your own version of that. And so just to kind of complete the answer I give you here, you said you trajectory for going on dates. Right. So is the opportunity yet there? Yes, it is. I would invite you to ask yourself, do you really want that? Do you really want that? Or is it more, and I'm just, this applies to so many people. Don't take this personally in the slightest. But is it a little bit more affirmation, attention, validation that you're wanting? Just drops of that from time to time. I that's not to say that you're needing or seeking attention. It's not what I'm saying. It's do you really want someone regularly there, like all the time, right? And that may be a yes. That may be a great big yes for you. I do, fucking do. But if it's sometimes and occasionally, well, own that, claim that, right? And that's completely fine too. All right, let me go back to YouTube here. All right. Someone's asked, I'd like to know, will Budi and I be together again, relationship-wise, after we have this deep talk soon? He expresses that he still loves me and feels the same for me. Okay. Okay. My answer is yes, with a little hesitation. I do see the love. I really do see the love, and I think you can. I think you both can make it. I also see that you're both carrying a lot, and my question, and I hope, and let me ask a question that you can bring into this conversation. I hope will tip the balance, because that's part of why I do this. Okay, the question is, with all that you are both carrying, do you have the capacity for each other? Simple question. And I know the mind wants to go, yes, of course I do, of course I do. But do you? And if the answer is no, or if the answer of one of you is no, and you want it to be a yes, then what has to happen for there to be more capacity? Because that's what I see as the interruption here, not a lack of love, not a lack of care. Okay. Let me go back here. Okay. So, Lisa, greetings, Joshua. What is coming on my path regarding my love life? I am single right now. Thank you. Okay. Lisa, I'm getting a great read for you on love life, as you call it. Love life, as you call it. I'm the real sweet spot that I'm getting for you is October, November, but more like October. So I do feel there's some things on one for you certainly before the end of this year. So I would ask you to hold a positive space with that. Okay. All right. Let's go back here. Hey, I'm back on YouTube now. I know you're. Okay. Okay. Oop. All right. Sorry, I'm on YouTube and trying to. I don't know if any of you know this, but I'm actually a little bit dyslexic, so going through lots of text here is all right. Magnet to Love, and is who I'm reading for now, and I've just got to apologize for the 19th time because I just can't remember what your name is, and I feel really embarrassed because I always ask you this. But anyway, why did Uava take my picture without my consent in the elevator? What is the reason for her asking so many questions? I didn't answer her this time. She took a camera out and took pictures of me. That's there's a few more questions than I really can answer in this way, right? Because we can't have a back and forth conversation right now, so because you're asking some. Let me see what I get. Okay. So the vibe around this is not. Let me just. You've probably answered me. Okay. No, you haven't. Okay. If you're still on, the vibe around this person is not great. Okay. In terms of certain immaturity here, impulsivity here, and what do I want to say about boundaries? I'll be kind and say not respectful enough about boundaries. But I feel like there's your answer right there. There's nothing good I have to say about this, and I would like to find something good to say, but I don't. So what do you want me to say? Selfishness, immaturity, impulsivity. All of these things are not someone that is considerate enough of you. Okay. Let's go back to Barbara. I turned people at my job in for theft and gave my name. Okay. Will there be negative consequences for me while working? I'm back on. I'm reading for Barbara. I'm not sure why it just went there, but I'm reading for Barbara right now. And there's going to be a little, okay, but bear with me. I think there already is a little, so I don't mean going to be. I think it's here right now. Barbara, please look at this situation through a very objective and detached lens. There's going to be a bit of talk in your company and office, right? There just is, right? But I feel the right people know that you did the right thing. Say again, the right people know you did the right thing. And in terms of consequences, I feel it's more how you are hard on yourself. That's the worst consequence I'm seeing here. I'm not seeing it really coming from anyone else. And so please, will you try and get on board that you actually have done the right thing? In the playground, when we're young, we say snitches get stitches. But when we're older, when we're older, we try and be responsible. We live as best by our North Star, our moral code, and that's what you've done. So let's go back to YouTube. Just trying to find Sharp. Okay, I'm going to remember that now. I'm going to remember that. Sharp. Okay, I promise to remember that going forwards. I promise to. I will never ask you again. All right, Tracy, if it's still on. By the way, Tracy, you could be on Mighty Networks right now, and I would have given you priority. And Cindy, I'll come to you next. Okay. Tracy, is it time for me to leave my current job, or will there be internal changes happening soon to make things less chaotic and stressful? Okay. Okay. So actually both are paths for you, Tracy, that you could leave soon if you wanted to. But I also get that, because I think you've asked a good question there. Internal change. I do see internal changes happening soon. I don't need to tell you that there's pros and cons of both paths. I say soon. I think for your heart and mind, it's not soon enough, but soon. Worth sticking around for, I would say, and I'm happy to look at this specifically for you another time. Okay. But I would say worth sticking around for things to reorganize themselves. All right. Cindy. Sister has been diagnosed with wet macular degeneration. I'm so sorry to hear that. Her vision has gotten really bad in one eye and is just beginning in the other eye. Will the doctors be able to help her? Is it possible that research in the near future can develop answers to help her see better? Oh dear. Right. Cindy, initially, I think you've asked two really good questions. I'm going to the second one. You said, is it possible that research in the near future could develop answers to help us see better? Yes. Okay. I'm going to say a clear yes to that. I feel that what the doctors are going to say in the meantime, or maybe preliminary, is not very constructive, not very supportive. But I do think it's really worth being optimistic about this, positive about this. I do think research is going to bring some. Let me see your words. Let's just say new answers. I do feel that. So if I can just say, I'm so sorry to hear that, but if she can try not to get too disheartened, I feel there are answers, new solutions in the pipeline. Yeah. Okay. Angie, I reached out to an attorney to see if they would take on my husband's medical malpractice case and was turned down. What do I need to know for the greater good when it comes to pursuing a case? Okay. Angie, first of all, I'm so sorry about this for you. The first thing I looked at is to see if there was someone else that would take on this case, and I don't think there will be. Please look, but I don't think there will be. And I think you have to just let this go. I just got cut off there. Angie, I think you have to let this. I don't like saying let go. I don't like to be so flippant with it, but release this. That's if you're asking about the lesson, Angie, the greater good. That's what it is. That's what it is. By not trying to pursue this, you are releasing this situation, releasing him and releasing yourself as well. Remember, love doesn't go, it doesn't fade, it doesn't disappear. It's the challenge does. The challenge does. The fear does. The grief does, right? Okay. Al-Shab, it means night in Farsi. I've had a good number of Iranian friends and Persian friends in my life, and that makes me happy to hear. All right, I think we are there. So I'll say I'll finish there. If anyone's still with me, please take a breath. Please just take a breath, and I always just like to conclude by taking a breath. The world is stressed. The collective is agitated. At the moment we take a breath, we support other people to take a breath, feel themselves, return to themselves. We say a prayer for each of you. May what you need and want come to you gracefully and easefully. And with that, I wish you all a beautiful rest of the week. Take care, be well, and I'll see you soon.